Picture this. A man living the dream life most people only fantasize about. He's cruising through Dubai in a Rolls-Royce Cullinan, a Lamborghini Urus parked at his mansion, and a Mercedes-AMG G-Wagon sitting in his garage. His Instagram is flooded with photos of luxury watches, designer outfits, and private jets. To anyone watching, he looked like a self-made millionaire living the high life. But what if I told you all of it was built on a lie? Because in 2019, this man tricked 4 U.S. companies into wiring him $18 million. And for months, nobody had a clue. This is the unbelievable true story of Olalekan Jacob Ponle, better known as Mr. Woodbury. The year was 2019. Business was booming in the U.S. Companies were wiring millions every day, and the last thing on their minds was that a stranger halfway across the world was about to rob them blind, without ever stepping foot in their offices. Ponle, sitting comfortably in Dubai, wasn't carrying guns or breaking into safes. Instead, his weapon of choice was far more invisible, far more dangerous: emails. He was about to show the world how a keyboard and Wi-Fi connection could outsmart entire corporations. The noble illusion. Before we dive deeper, let's pause. Imagine scrolling on Instagram and seeing a guy helping out the poor, buying groceries for strangers, and throwing bundles of cash in the air like confetti. You'd probably think, wow, what a generous man. We need more people like this today. But here's the twist. Those groceries, that cash, those luxury cars, they weren't bought with hard-earned money. They were funded by stolen millions. And Ponle? He wasn't a philanthropist. He was a scammer living in plain sight. The mastermind revealed. Meet Olalekan Jacob Ponle. Behind the designer shades and flashy lifestyle was a criminal scheme that cost American companies over $18 million in real losses and left more than $51 million at risk. And the craziest part? He didn't use guns, hacking software, or complex codes. His method was shockingly simple. Business email compromise, BEC. The scheme explained. Here's how it worked. Ponle and his crew would hack into or spoof a company's email system. Then, posing as a trusted vendor or business partner, they'd send an email that looked completely real. The email would say something like, "Hey, we've updated our bank details. Please send the payment to this new account." And because the emails looked so authentic, companies fell for it. They wired money straight into Ponle's accounts, millions at a time. The victims weren't random individuals. They were real, established companies in the U.S. An Iowa firm lost $188,000. A Kansas business wired $415,000. A Chicago company transferred $2.3 million. And another Chicago firm lost a jaw-dropping $15.2 million in a single transaction. By the time the dust settled, Ponle had stolen $18 million in less than a year. The Instagram flex. Now, here's where it gets insane. Instead of keeping a low profile, Ponle did the exact opposite. He flaunted everything on Instagram. His page was filled with Rolls-Royce selfies, Louis Vuitton outfits, stacks of dollar bills, and dinners at luxury hotels. He wasn't hiding his crimes. He was broadcasting them to the world. To his followers, he was an inspiration. But to the FBI, every photo was another piece of evidence. The Bitcoin gamble. Ponle thought he was clever. He funneled the stolen money into Bitcoin, convinced that cryptocurrency would make him untraceable. In his mind, once the money turned digital, it vanished. No banks, no middlemen, no trails. Just him and his millions. But here's the mistake. The blockchain never forgets. Every single Bitcoin transaction is recorded forever. And the FBI knew exactly how to follow the trail. The FBI hunt. As complaints poured in from U.S. companies, the FBI launched an investigation. They subpoenaed bank records. They traced mule accounts used to funnel money. And then, they went after the blockchain trail. Transaction by transaction, they pieced it together. Until finally, the digital trail pointed to 1,494 Bitcoin sitting in Ponle's wallets. The same Bitcoin he thought would protect him became the smoking gun that sealed his fate. The arrest in Dubai. By June 2020, the walls closed in. Dubai police, working with the FBI, tracked him down in his luxury apartment. The raid was like something out of a movie. Officers stormed the building, seized his computers, confiscated his luxury cars, and arrested him on the spot. Within weeks, Ponle was expelled from Dubai and handed over to the United States. The fall of Mr. Woodbury. When it was over, the feds took everything. 151 Bitcoin, worth millions. A Rolls-Royce Cullinan. A Lamborghini Urus. A Mercedes AMG G-Wagon. And luxury watches, including Rolex and Patek Philippe. The man who once flaunted wealth on Instagram was now wearing prison blues. The sentencing. In 2023, Ponle finally pleaded guilty. By 2024, his fate was sealed. 8 years in U.S. prison and $8 million in restitution. The same man who once lived like a king was reduced to an inmate number, all because of one fatal flaw. He believed he was smarter than everyone else. The lessons. So what can we learn from this? Always verify payments. Call vendors before wiring large sums. Train your staff. Teach them to spot spoofed emails and suspicious requests. Enable 2FA. Protect company email accounts from hijackers. Business email compromise is one of the fastest growing cybercrimes in the world. And guys like Ponle make companies lose trust, not just in payments, but in entire industries. At the end of the day, Ponle thought he was building an empire, but instead, he built a prison cell for himself. His story is proof that greed might buy you luxury for a moment, but it can never buy you freedom. And that's the rise and fall of Olalekan Jacob Ponle, Mr. Woodbury, the man who scammed America with nothing but emails.